Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Yuuki Yuuna's Hero episode 2, in which we will continue where we left off, most probably, because I heard from you guys that the two episodes, episode 1 and 2, aired at the same time as a two-parter, essentially, but now I'm watching them separately, so oh well, what can you do, really? In the previous episode, we got to know, well, got to know is a little bit far, I would say. We met our characters. Yuuna Yuuki, Mimori Tougou, Fuu Inubouzaki, and Itsuki Inubouzaki. The four girls that will be the main characters, but I would assume someone else also joins, because there's like two more characters shown on the list of characters, and they also appear in the opening, ending, somewhere. Right. They are going to some school somewhere in an alternate reality where there is a world tree, an Yggdrasil, if you will, that brings the blessings to the world, the source of all blessings. The whole world is basically very, how do I call it? Very like religion focused, and the religion is the tree of blessings, right? Because there's at school there's the stand, bow, turn towards the tree and pray, right? That's really caught me, really got me there, and we also see that in many other places. There's plenty of like shrines to the tree. There's some like holy places, you could say. So very interesting, and immediately of course creates the thoughts and theories that, oh, maybe something's up with that. Maybe the tree isn't actually good. Maybe they're actually being exploited by the Church of the Holy Tree or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. The world stops at a certain moment and gets flooded by color. Our four girls get transported into another world, or perhaps the other world gets like overrides the proper reality. I don't know, either of those two, and that's when we learn that they are chosen. Not chosen by the world, not chosen by their equivalent of a Cubase, not even chosen by the Holy Tree, no. Chosen, but a specific organization that protects the Holy Tree, I would assume. Why them? I don't know, anybody's guess. Perhaps because they have a hero club. Perhaps because they are teenagers, right? We know that anime really likes teenager heroes. Maybe because of whatever other properties they might have. I'm assuming we will learn that in time, and I assume it's not going to be quite as obvious as they are heroic, so they get to be the heroes. It's probably deeper than that. There's probably some sort of a conspiracy. That would be my bet. And also, if Symphogear taught me anything, the easy answer is rarely the true one. Anything else? Right, they get transported. One of the girls, the elder sister of the Inubouzaki sisters, already was chosen, already was fighting Vertexes, or Vertices, whichever is the plural form here, which is the enemies of the Holy Tree, Spirit Tree, whatever. And yeah, they have an app that allows them to henshin, and they fight. Of course, sisters go first. Then Yuuki Yuuna decides that she wants to join, and also wants to save Mimori, because she's a friend, she's a childhood friend, and she's wheelchair bound, so she's also very scared of trying to fight, because she believes, I assume, that even if she does henshin, she will just be wheelchair bound anyway, and she's not going to be of much help. So that's where we are. Yuuna defeated one of the vertices, again, whatever. And that's where the episode ended, basically. So we will continue. I'm assuming we will learn more about this world after this mission, surprise mission is done. They will be able to sit around the table and discuss what the hell just happened. And we will learn with them. That is my assumption, of course. Anything else that needs to be said about the previous episode? No, not really. I think that about covers it. And if you want to watch the next episode, episode 3, right now, go to my Patreon because you can. Yuuki Yuuna is a non-seasonal show, so there is early access on Patreon. And with that, I guess we can just start watching this one. To do it, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm going to need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 2 of Yuuki Yuuna is a Yuusha in 3, 2, 1, go. I wanted to use the Romaji Japanese title, but I started with English, and sure. I mean, technically Yuuki Yuuna is a Yuusha. Okay, so not quite as easy. And also, cool weapons. Big sword, fists. My faves. You gonna help us as well? No. Self-doubt. Until she is, I assume, essentially forced to do that by the circumstances. She's alone, maybe all of her friends are laying unconscious on the ground, and she has to press the button and henshin and sees that she is able to fight. And things change from that point onwards. Also, I just noticed it's another like couple, quote unquote, where one magical girl has pink hair and the other has black hair. Madoka and Homura, right? In Magia Record, the protagonist whose name I forgot, and Kuroe. Here we have Yuuna and Mimori. Surprising that Hibiki had yellow hair, isn't it? Also surprising that two characters here have yellow hair. Usually everybody has the same hair color as their Magica color. Okay, surround it and like create beams that spread between you and you can seal it. Something like that, probably. Yeah. Don't we need a fourth one, I wonder? Okay. Interesting. Whatever you say works as long as you put the proper meaning into the words. Hmm. No, not quite as easy. Probably a countdown to how long you have. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it is hard. Okay. Cracks starting to show. But cracks are not enough. Hmm. Divine Tree is kind of defenseless right now, but you could help if you wanted to. Hmm. Spiritual, like, gauntlet spirit fairy thing. Okay, that did the trick. Are the colorful particles gonna heal the spirit tree, or is it like permanently damaged now? We. They did it. Okay, now the world is dissolving. They are going back to real reality. Mm-hmm. What changed? Nothing. And that's the goal, so that nothing changes. Right. Oh, and they just disappeared. Okay, yeah, you can have the organization excuse you, but people are going to notice that you were just sitting there and then you just disappeared? Okay, so the fairies exist in the real world as well. I was about to ask, can they even use those powers in the real world? 12 and one down? So if you destroy all 12, then the sacred tree is safe, or. Makes sense. Just stickmen. Oh, and the forest did suffer damage. Did that cause the accident? Did she choose them, or did the Taisha? We don't know. Mm-hmm. Good point, actually. Okay, so she can choose people with proper aptitude, with what she believes is the proper aptitude, but the tree itself decides whether they actually do have the proper aptitude or not. Gotcha. She's absolutely the Homura of this series, isn't she? uh, every magical girl show needs a character like her, doesn't it? Hmm. Uh, you don't need to particularly try hard to start shipping them, do you? I mean, you didn't even try transforming, so you don't know whether you will be able to or not. Can you transform in real life, though? That's the question. What? Okay, she likes mushrooms. And there is a real cow there. God damn it. She's not easy to cheer up, is she? Like, basically a complete opposite to Yuuna. Hmm. I wonder, could that be relevant in the future? Yeah, just gonna risk our lives every now and then, no biggie. It's gonna be fun anyway. Hmm. Oh, and she's training an apology. The lovers. Oh shit! Time freeze. The hanged man. Well, that doesn't bode well, does it? What's this thing hanging in midair? Is it just a whatever thing in the real world, or is it like the core of corruption or whatever? Looks like a mask? Huh. And now the vertices are musical, it seems. No, probably not. Whoop. Someone's calling. I initially thought that the vertices are like musically themed because one kind of looked like an accordion, the other like, I know, cymbals of some sort, but I don't think they are. Now there's 3 of them. Will you be able to deal with them? Watch her get absolutely destroyed and everybody else, and Togo needs to step in. It's probably a trap of some sort, or a long-range weapon. Exactly. Yep, it's a sniper. And Togo cannot run from it, even if she wanted to. So, if she gets a ricochet, well, she's kinda fucked. They are kinda fucked, actually, right now. I guess she's far enough. Yeah, you gonna do something about it or not? Or are you gonna continue to wallow in self-pity? You have the power to stop that. Not as you are right now. Okay, so she gets a fairy even without henching. Also amazing music. Mimori Tougou is a hero. Gun hero. Probably. That's very bondagey. I wonder why. I wonder what sort of significance there is to it. If any, of course. Ribbons. Oh, I love it. I love it. She did not get her leg working back, but she has ribbons that she uses to walk. That's amazing. Shot, like reverse shotguns. Yeah. She's a mounted turret right now. Okay. She gets 3 fairies? What? Huh? 1 per weapon type or something? And a sniper rifle. Yeah, the egg is a sniper rifle, I guess. The bear is the pistol. And the, like, flame-looking thing is the double shotgun. Easy. The jiggle, though. Yuuki Yuuna should get a collab with Nikkei. With physics like that. Oh! It can evade? Huh. What about AoE, though? Yep. That's a big-ass sword. All that's missing is if she did the Symphogear thing and just, drove the sword into the ground and stood on the handle. But I have a lot of weapons, yep. Or, yeah, I can lump you together and crush you. Okay, so everybody has their specialty. Okay. If it's tough, Yuuna can do this. If it's evading, leave it to Fuu. If there's many, Itsuki can deal with it. And Mimori can provide support from the backline. Oh, I thought it went back. And that's Mimori's specialty, isn't it? She can aim and shoot, and exactly. She's the sniper. She's the professional. Easy. Okay, I really thought it's going to take us much longer to see her in action. I really thought it's gonna happen like halfway through the episode or so. Yep. The perils of being a hero. Okay, and that's the ending. That was a really nice episode. That was a really nice episode. So far, after I watched Symphogear, Madoka, now Yuuki Yuuna, Review Starlight, it's also basically a Mahou Shoujo show, Kill la Kill. It really seems that if I want to see something unique and non-standard and evading the tropes, but also having plenty, Mahou Shoujo shows seem to be like the way to go. Huh. I'm really gonna have to watch Precure one of these days. I'm I'm really curious. How would Precure surprise me? Because every single Mahou Shoujo show that I've seen surprised me with something. So I wonder what the other Mahou Shoujo shows have to offer. Moral poise. Curious. Curious indeed. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Vertexes. Okay, so that's the plural form, not vertices. Vertexes can regenerate when they've been damaged, so we need to damage them enough for them to stop and become vulnerable. And after we do that, we can seal them, which doesn't defeat them either. It just exposes their weak spot, and then we can attack the weak spot, and then the vertex dies. Assuming we can even hit that weak spot, because it's not completely, helpless. It can dodge, it can evade, it can move. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Sealing ritual. Recite the prayer. O Lord of the Afterlife, have mercy on us, bestow your blessings upon us. O Spirit of good luck, O Spirit of miracles, protect us, bring us fortune and happiness. But you don't really need to say all of that, you just gotta say it with heart. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say, as long as the intent is clear. That's cool. I really like how Yuuki Yuuna so far balances the comedy, the slice of lifeiness, the fan service. There's surprisingly a lot of fan service here, I noticed. Or rather, there's not a lot, but I expected less, or I expected none. And these serious moments, and even some like Togo's little downward spiral, things like that. Interesting and really cool how it manages to balance all of those. You can say whatever you want as long as you put your heart into it. Exactly. Sealing ritual exposes its soul, and we have a limited amount of time to hit it. And it can be very hard to do that. Interesting that even if a vertex is sealed, you would expect that if the vertex is sealed, that's it. We're safe, right? But no. Even if it's sealed, it can still corrupt the area around it. So you not only have a limited time to defeat it because the seal will just, let go, but also because you don't want the corruption to spread. It really seems like it's a race with time, isn't it? Doesn't it? And the more time you waste sealing it, the more the force will wilt and affect the real... Okay, so the time it spends outside of the seal creates the corruption. But when it's sealed, it doesn't spread it, right? Maybe. I'm not sure. And the force will wilt and affect the real world. So essentially, this forest is like a fabric of reality, right? Something like that, probably. And if it suffers, then the reality suffers as well. It's scary, but we have to do that. And she does it. With a nice, perfectly aimed hibiki punch. It's... honestly, every time I see her open her mouth, I expect Aoi Yuki's voice. Legit. Every time she shows up and speaks, I expect Aoi Yuki. But I guess voicing two magical girl protagonists is enough for her, and she didn't voice this one. And just like that. And in this scene alone, I already started creating like all sorts of wild theories because Madoka Magica conditioned me to, because Symphogear conditioned me to, right? Like, see how she's separated from them, right? She's the outlier. There's probably going to be some drama around it. Perhaps she will join the enemy faction. Yada, 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 yada. But no, this very episode just alleviated my concerns entirely. And they even have a shrine on the roof. The Divine Tree returned everything to normal. Yep, first win, but yeah, some sort of a car accident. They always die at the worst time. And we learn that it was probably caused by the fabric of reality being destroyed. Someone, probably Yuuna, is going to blame herself for the bad things happening in the world, because if I could have destroyed that thing quicker, the flood wouldn't have happened, for example, right? Yuuna blames herself for being too slow fighting because it led to some tragedy IRL. Probably going to be Yuuna, but honestly could be anybody. The app already explains how we fight. This is interesting. Like, we completely relegate the exposition to read it on the app, right? We're not going to be talking about it during the show, during the runtime. Everybody can just read it on the app in their free time. That's it. There is 12 of them. We already destroyed 4. So only 8 left, assuming next time another 3 arrive. It would be like 3-4 more battles and all of them are done and the tree is safe. Somehow I don't think that's how it is, but that's something that I was able to, figure out from what she's saying. I don't know. Yep, we have to work hard and prevent them from wreaking havoc, or there will be a disaster. Exactly. Even given our high aptitude for being heroes, yeah, even if you are chosen to be a hero by Fuu, it doesn't mean that you will be chosen to be a hero by the tree. She can, filter out the people more or less, and then the tree will do the proper filtering, right? Say she picks 10 people who could potentially be the heroes, and the tree summons 6 of them. That's like a good result. Something along those lines. Interesting. There are many hero candidates all over the place. Question, do they not get called upon by the spirit tree? Assume Yuuna didn't want to join the hero club, or I know, Mimori, for example. She would be more likely to not want to join. She didn't want to join the club. She joined tea ceremony club or whatever other random club, right? When the time stopped, would she have been called upon? Would she still have been thrown into that world and given the power of Henshin? Or is the prerequisite to be a member of the hero club? Right? And if so, that would basically mean that the Taisha has to somehow cooperate with the tree, right? Essentially gives the tree a list of, hey, those are our people, don't summon anybody else, and summon however many heroes you need from this list. I wonder how it actually works. And of course, she doesn't like the fact that she was being lied to by omission. Yeah, I was wrong to say what I did, and she spirals down. She's going to be the downer of the cast, isn't she? She's going to be spiraling like that into depression very often, isn't she? And Yuuna will always be the one to bring her out of it, isn't she? Cool mushrooms. Yuuki Yuuna comedy show. Mm-hmm. Aren't you angry? No, because it's because of her that we met each other. It was because of her, it was because of our aptitude that we were able to find the Hero Club, which, I guess the severity of what actually happens doesn't hit them. That. How do I explain it better? I think Magia Record actually uh, has is basically based on that theme, right? Like, I don't want to be a magical girl. It's a huge, it's a huge danger to me. It's I got my wish granted, yeah, but the price is way too high. Take that wish away and make me a normal girl back. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to fight the witches anymore. There's plenty of characters like that in Magia Record, and initially it seems fun, right? Oh, I get superpowers, and I get to beat the bad guys, and everything is fine, and I got my wish granted. But then you see one of your friends die horribly because you overestimated your strength and you fought a witch that's much stronger than you. And suddenly it's not so fun anymore. And I wonder if they are right now, particularly Yuuna, in that like honeymoon phase, when they are able to destroy the enemies fairly easily. They don't get harmed particularly much, nothing like, they don't have to sacrifice anything. They get superpowers, they get free pets, magical pets, and they get to save the world and have fun together at the Hero Club. But when shit hits the fan, that's gonna be how it actually really is. Because I assume that they can just die. If, for example, Mimori didn't help them, I would assume some of them, if not all of them, would just have died. So, yeah, sure, because of the aptitude and because you were selected, you get to have a lot of fun, but you also were enlisted as a child soldier in a battle with interdimensional beings who want to destroy the world. Kind of like the way kind of goes to one side only here. It's not a great, huge benefit for the danger you put yourself up to. I hope Taisha at least pays them a stipend or something. That's actually very interesting. I've never seen in a Magical Girl show or any other show like that the heroes being compensated in any way, shape, or form. Right? The fact that they are heroes should suffice for compensation. Right? Nobody ever gets a stipend or, I don't know, a free lodging or whatever. Not in Symphogear, not in Madoka Magica because there is no central, government, and they also get wishes. Huh. Not in Power Rangers, not in. And I guess it's because, like, you're supposed to think, believe, whatever, that just being able to do good is a reward in itself. That's like the moral. And if we started to be materialistic here, it would take away from the heroism. Yeah, probably something along those lines. Uh, Time freeze, another enemy, and this time three. I really thought initially that they are kind of based on musical instruments. Like the one on the left is an accordion, the one on the right is some sort of drums or something. But what is it floating in midair? Yeah, there's something floating here. And that very same thing is floating here. It's not one of the vertexes. It's something, though. I'm going to note it down. Floating thing, episode 2 at 1338. I have no clue what it is. Kind of looks like a bird mask. I don't know. Something tells me it's gonna be relevant. Also, I kind of missed something that I was supposed to note down. Mimori's memory loss is important. Maybe she was a child of former heroes or something, and she has superhero blood or whatever, something along those lines, probably. And she simply forgot. The thing on the right kind of looks like a coffee machine. I don't know what it is. Those are some really crazy designs. This thing has two mouths. One shoots a spike and the other shoots a lot of spikes. This one is kind of an accordion, but also has like flag things that can bounce bullets. Some legit crazy designs. And yeah, they of course get thrown around like ragdolls because they are missing the fourth one. Of course they are. Interesting that she gets the fairy protection even without henshining. Egg fairy. And that she gets 3 fairies in the first place. I'm going to call you back. Yeah. Here we see the the henshin. First time we see her henshin. Bullet shots, you can already tell that she's gonna be gun themed. And bondage themed for some reason. I guess it explains the ribbons, right? Those are the ribbons she uses for mobility. Bound with ribbons. Surprised at it, but then the look of determination, right? Kinda similar or mirroring her change, right? She's very surprised by what's going on, thrust into this world without her, unwilling almost, but then, oh shit, yeah, I have to do that, and right? And she claims this power for herself. She uses it. She utilizes the things that bind her to create her costume and show off her jiggle physics. That's really cool. I love the fact that she uses the ribbons for mobility. I really, really do. This is like legit great. This is legit amazing. First, we get partial henshin from Yuuna. Now we get ribbon mobility from Mimori. What else will this show surprise me with? And I love it because we are not like discarding her her issue, right? We're not discarding her illness, problem, whatever you want to call it, her injury. I feel like in most shows she would just be given, legs back and she can walk. Or maybe she would get a costume with essentially exoskeleton legs so that she's basically normal, quote unquote, right? When she henshins, she can walk normally without the need of any aid, of any assistance. Kind of reminds me of Power Rangers. One of the I think it was Power Rangers Turbo. I think so. The Blue Ranger was a kid, like a little kid, 13 years old, something thereabouts, and they didn't use the kid as he was because, you know, he would have trouble sitting behind the steering wheel of the track Zord or whatever. So whenever he would transform or morph, he would just whoop, grow in size because it's more convenient for us, right? There was a manga I read, Galactic Officer in Another World, I believe, something like that is the translation, where one of the characters early on loses an arm and a leg, I believe, or at least a leg. I'm not sure. Never mind. And I was excited. Oh, the Galactic Officer. He has like nanites and whatever. He can make them a cyber enhanced prosthetic. And it's gonna be cool to have a character with a prosthetic that can, like, you know, it's a medieval world. They're gonna be fencing, and she will be able to block the blow with her hand because it's made from nanoparticles or whatever. But no, he just regrew her limbs. And it's just a wasted opportunity. So I'm really, really, really glad that we're not just fixing her legs with a henshin, but we're giving her mobility ribbons. Good. More of this, please. More of this. I love it. I love this shit. And she has guns. And she has guns. And multiple fairies, for whatever reason. Now that I've transformed, I feel calm. Henshin alters your mind. Henshining alters your mind somehow. Maybe it calms you down, maybe it makes you more, I know, willing to fight, something like that. That would be my prediction. So, the bear gives her a pistol. And of course, they protect each other. And the flame thing gives her underslung shotgun things, lever action shotgun things. That's such a cool and nonsensical design, and it's so amazingly cool in its nonsensicalness. And also, it's like there's a lot of detail to this. It's not just smear frames showing her twirl those around. No, she ejects the casings, right? She twirls them around. She doesn't put back any more ammo, true. It's such a cool weapon. It's so cool. And yeah, now that all four of them are here, easy job. And come on, jiggle physics. Of course there's gonna be jiggle physics. Why wouldn't we have jiggle physics? Also, I love that she used her ribbons to like anchor herself, to not like be propelled backwards or whatever, to stabilize herself. Those ribbons are really cool. More jiggle physics. Interesting that even the souls, when separated from the bodies, can still defend themselves. Right? I was under the impression that once you seal those vertexes, they are completely helpless. And they just spit out their soul, and you just hit it really hard, and the soul is gone, and the vertex is gone. Good. But no, even the soul can protect itself. It can run around and dodge, and you need an AoE attack to hit it. They can multiply, and you need a different kind of an AoE attack to hit them. And as I said, that Yuuki Yuuna really has that nice balance of comedy, serious moments, action, a slice of lifeiness. And this is another example. I'll also, and she just watches it get obliterated, and yeah, never mind. Never mind. I'm sorry as well. This soul is very fast, but thankfully Togo is the fastest shot in religious Japan. Easy. With another bit of jiggle physics, defeated. That was a really nice episode. It really, 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 really was a nice episode. I really enjoyed it. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Good episode. Really, really good. I'm really enjoying this series so far. I can't help but like internally cringe a little bit every time I see the less than stellar CG, but it's just my inherent, reaction to seeing CG. But if you look past that, and it's very easy to look past that, it really is very easy to look past the less than stellar CG because this show has so much more going on for it. It's just a good show. It really is just a good show. I was under the impression all the time, like I knew that this show exists, that Yuuki Yuuna exists. I was under the impression that it's, a niche Mahou Shoujo show that appeared one day for a season and it continued for 12 episodes, and some people probably liked it, some people probably didn't, and it just kind of faded into obscurity. But no, this is like good. This is very good. Very good and very imaginative, most of all. I love the partial henshin, as I said. I love the mobility ribbons. Guns are also interesting, that she's not using only a single gun. She has 3 different guns and 3 different fairies. And nobody questions that, which makes me question, is it common that a given hero can have multiple weapons and every weapon is represented by a different fairy? I was under the impression, I thought that every hero gets a fairy as their like kind of sort of personal cube, personal mascot character. But are they actually bound to the weapons and not to the people? Interesting. There's so many interesting things going on here. And I hope we get some answers at least. That would be dope if we were to. Anything else to say about this episode? I'm actually genuinely surprised that it didn't take Mimori more time to join. I fully expected her to join like halfway through the season, maybe around the end of the season, something thereabouts. They have to fight the big bad boss and they all get incapacitated and she has to step in. But no, it just happened episode 2. Just, all the drama is out. There's no drama anymore. She joins. She's one of the members. We can continue like that. Instantly reminded me of how Symphogear handles drama like that. Drama doesn't last long in Symphogear. Everything gets explained within like an episode or 2. And the same is the case here. I wonder if it continues. But I have a feeling that, yeah, it will continue. I'm not sure which was first. Was it Yuuki Yuuna or was it Symphogear? Yuuki Yuuna, I think, is an original, isn't it? I think it's an anime original, and then it has a manga that was based on the anime. I think so. Finished 2014. Original, yeah, 2014. And out of sheer curiosity, when was Gia? When was Gia? Senkizesho Symphogear was 2012. 2013 was G. 2015 was GX. Okay, so Symphogear and Symphogear G both aired before Yuuki Yuuna. Like, I'm not saying that this is like plagiarism, absolutely not. but I really can see some Symphogear influences in it. And I wonder if I'm the only one. I probably am not. I'm probably not the only one who can see it. And honestly, if we get more shows like Symphogear, if we get more shows, whatchamacallit, influenced by Symphogear, yes. if you want to make an anime original show about magical girls and you need to pick an inspiration, it better be Symphogear, right? I mean, I haven't seen all of the Mahou Shoujo shows out there, but Symphogear good. Symphogear good is all I'm gonna say. And Yuuki Yuuna also good. Also very, very good. I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad this show has won, honestly. I really am. I'm really glad this show has won the vote. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I don't think I have anything more to say on the topic of this episode, but maybe you guys do, and if so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Yuuki Yuuna is a hero, but also Frieren, Shangri-La Frontier, Metallic Rouge, Majo to Yaju, Sasuke to Pichan, and plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do go live sometimes. So we're gonna be streaming a look at the new seasonal shows soon-ish. And support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Yuuki Yuuna, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube via membership, super thanks, super chats, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Network Survivor, Zayren, Absolution, Yuki, Ala, Ishtamu, Marcos, and Dr. Botaka, Monster, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them as well without having to have 3 fairies.